Okay, where to begin? 3 years ago, my husband and I decided to chase a dream that we have had ever since we first started dating back in 2013. And this ultimate dream was to buy a piece of raw land in the mountains and transform it into our dream off-grid property. It would be a place that we could build anything and everything that we wanted. We would talk literally for hours about all the things that we could build there, and just anything seemed possible. Now keep in mind, at the time when we talked about this dream, we had no building experience. We both worked in restaurants. I was fresh out of college and had a boatload of student loan debt. So when I say this was a dream, like, it was literally something that we hoped maybe would happen one day, maybe around retirement age if we were lucky, but definitely not anytime soon. Now fast forward 9 years and 2 babies later at this point, we found ourselves in the position of asking, what next? We decided, life is short. If there's something that we know we want to do, we need to do it now and not wait, because you don't know if that time will ever come. So as scary as it was, we decided to go for it. We decided to chase the ultimate dream.
So in 2022, we decided to look for land. And if we were going to look for land, it had to be absolutely perfect. I mean, checked all the boxes, right price, right location. So we searched and searched and searched and just came up short. We found a couple, made a few offers, and nothing ever worked out. And honestly, we kind of felt discouraged after, what was it, probably 6 months to close to a year. I know that's probably not the longest time to some people, but it felt like an eternity. And we knew this was the direction we wanted to go as far as what was next, but we didn't really know it was ever going to come to fruition.
So what we did is we decided that we were going to build out a shipping container in our yard and transform it into a cabin, because the idea was, with this mythical property that we knew existed but didn't exist at the same time because we didn't have it, we knew that we wanted raw land. So the idea was that we would buy this container, convert it into a cabin, find the property, and then ship it there. And so the cabin build began. Yay, good job.
Yeah.
You want to open?
Open. Go, yay. Open.
So while building out the shipping container cabin, it actually happened. We found the perfect piece of land. It actually blew us away. When we drove in, it was gorgeous, very steep, and very mountainous, but it was perfect.
It had no power, no water, no cell phone reception, but none of that mattered to us because it was exactly what we wanted. It was a perfect place to transform into our dream off-grid property. This place is just better than I could have ever imagined. It is so much more wild than I could have imagined. Like, there are so many beautiful animals here, and you can hear the creek running behind me right now. It's not flowing year round, but we've had a lot of rain recently. It has all of the potential that we had always talked about since 2013. It has endless possibilities.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in the wilderness. So the cabin build was underway at this point, but once it finally warmed up, we were itching to get back to the mountains. So we paused on the cabin build and we went back to the land to begin work. And we needed to find a place for the cabin to go. While the cabin site was underway, it really felt like everything was starting to come together. Our dream was slowly becoming a reality, but I don't want this for a second to seem like it has been an easy process or smooth sailing, because it has literally been the hardest thing that we have ever done.
And that is because it's the mountains. They're beautiful, but very difficult. Just accessing the property was a challenge. You got lots of rock, lots of steep slopes. There's no actual flatness anywhere to be seen. There's the water issue. For bathing and washing dishes, what we do is we have an ICB tote and we pump it out of our creek. But the creek only flows year round in the low section of the property. And the only way to access that currently is up and over the mountain through a pretty sketchy trail. Manageable, but how do I say this? It'll make your butt pucker.
This is where I teetered, got into that little washout, so I need to stay to the right as much as possible.
It's just constant trips over the mountain. Unless we're lucky enough to have lots of rain, and then there is a creek over by the cabin site which will flow for a few days after a good rain, but only for a few days.
To take a piece of raw land, have absolutely no infrastructure, and then go there and live there with your little kids and do all the work yourself, it is incredibly difficult. It's so rewarding, but it has had so many challenges, not only in building, but also just in day-to-day living, trying to figure out how to get power, how to get water, how to do laundry. There is so much time and energy spent just focusing on those things, and it, honestly, it's been, looking back, it's been pretty comical.
I'm really not happy about this.
What happened?
The urine bucket overflowed.
Now whose fault is it?
I guess it's a mutual fault because I didn't check
He's
it.
telling me that I need to pee outside more.
I pee outside most of the time. So, hey, I went a lot today. You might want to check that.
Now, the next big hurdle that we needed to address was the road situation, because now we had this shipping to your cabin that was getting ready to be shipped here, but the road was less than ideal. All right, well, I'm no mechanic, but that doesn't look good. I was literally just driving on a driveway and that just happened. What the hell? With the current road, we would not have been able to get the cabin onto the property. So with that being said, we started our first ever road build on the side of a mountain.
The road is muddy. And you're muddy. Look, I was pooping.
Is my only constant. So if you think that I've grown cold, welcome to the mountains. Welcome to the mountains. Illusion, confusion, grandeur is a powerful delusion. When there's nowhere left to go. The wrong path, tired of running up an avalanche. So if you're feeling cold, welcome to the mountains.
It was about this time that we decided to make our family think we were completely insane, and we decided to try to have another baby. Insert what Spencer likes to call our bonus baby. It's honestly hard to believe that we're still a family of 5. So now having 3 little ones, the pressure was definitely on to get the infrastructure established here. So once the road was all complete, we focused on finishing the cabin in our yard so we could ship it to the mountains, finally. You're crazy. Once we had everything done with the cabin, well, at least everything that could be done before it was actually on the site, it was time to ship the shipping container. And oh my goodness, this was a nerve-wracking day to say the least. Just everything that we had spent years working on was now going to go flying down the highway by someone that we don't know.
And honestly, I wasn't really too worried about the cabin. Maybe a window break, we could fix it, or crack in the drywall, not the end of the world. But then we got a text from the driver.
It says, "We are on hold, trailer caught on fire. I got it out, so we are good."
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Is he okay? Is our cabin okay? I swear, if our cabin catches on fire.
Yeah, the flooring catches on fire and then the whole thing's like...
Okay, you need to call him right now.
It turned out the delivery driver's trailer axle, one of the wheel bearings had caught fire, and the driver needed to put it out, but also didn't want to burn down our cabin. So he dumped our container on the side of the highway. On the side of the highway. I could only imagine that sight. Dumped it on the side of the highway and then had to figure things out from there.
So after this whole debacle, what was supposed to be a daytime delivery now turned into a nighttime delivery. And it isn't exactly ideal to be delivering a shipping container at night with no cell phone reception on the side of a mountain on a road that you've never been on before.
That's tight. Ooh, that's tight. Uh-oh. I think we just popped a tire.
Get back on the road as soon as possible. Sliding off of that deal. Make sure you just don't hit that culvert right there.
We had the shipping container placed as close as possible to where the foundation would be, because now that it was here, all we needed to do was build the foundation ourselves and then do what we foresee as the last large hurdle, at least for the foreseeable future, and that is to get a crane out here to lift the shipping container onto the foundation.
I'm coming home to the great outdoors, with a coyote town right outside your door. This land is made for you and me, not just to live, but to live free. Oh, I'm coming home through the rain and snow.
This brings us to today. After a very, very long winter, we are finally back in the mountains. And yeah, we wanted to make this video because it feels like a lot of stuff has happened over the last 3 years, and we just wanted to catch anybody up to speed. And also because it feels like the end of a chapter and the start of a new one. And I gotta say, it feels really good because I feel like all of the hardest parts are now done with the build. So it should be smooth sailing from here on out. At least I think. So with all of that being said, it's time to finish the cabin.